Subscribe to earn drops. Why does it say that for my own channel? Where? Dude, that's just crazy. Oh, I think we actually are going live. Wow. Insane. Gotta tell people all? Okay, I think I'm a little bit late by a few minutes, but dang, there's so much stuff to catch up on when you're like not there for a few days. Also need to make sure the levels are fine again. Sometimes they get screwed up when you're like gone for a bit. Should be fine though. All the levels still seem fine, yeah. I think I'm actually live now. Yes, I am actually live now. Hey, what's up? Do you think what you don't Kyoku? It's good. There seems to be something wrong with the multi-chat in that it's not actually showing anything right now. Huh? Why is the multi-chat not showing anything? Huh? I kind of need my multi-chat. It's kind of important. What is happening? Okay, I guess I have to do something else then. So multi-chat's not working and I won't be able to actually read chat. Awesome. Oh, now it works. I just had to refresh the chat and then it worked again. Oh, okay. Is it better for you if you watch on YouTube or Twitch or either? It doesn't really matter which one you use. Just use the one that is better for you. That's basically it. The Magi is indeed Exedra. Okay, so yeah, I just had to refresh chat and then it just worked. Awesome. I finally catch you live. Happy days indeed, Cora. Welcome to stream, everyone, by the way. Today, it's not going to be that interesting of a stream probably, because the new chapter has already been out for a few days, but hey, I wasn't here, so I couldn't do it. So we're just gonna catch up on the new chapter. And that's about it. We're gonna do standard. We're gonna skip through Battler as usual. And I guess I can start out with something else as well. Before we start the actual gameplay side of it. I gotta do at least one 10 roll on the Iroha, right? I gotta do at least one 10 roll. Just one. Just one for you guys. So I said you finish the new chapter and they keep tantalizing me. It's gonna happen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So just a single 10 roll. What could possibly go wrong? It's like anybody, it's just really just this simple 10 roll, because I don't really care about another healer. I don't need another healer. And it's nothing. As to be expected. But that's okay. Unless there's a spook in there, but I don't think that would be the case. So we can just hit this, bam, it's nothing. I think we're allowed 1500 or something medals. So we're actually not that far from, yeah, 350 actually. We're actually not that far from another 3 5-star, awesome. But yeah, so here's the thing about the new Iroha Kyoku. It's like, if you have Kaede already, there's like not really much of a reason to roll for her other than you really want a healer of a different element, which in Chaos mode or in other challenges coming up might be important. That said, it's not so important that if you're a free-to-play, for example, you should roll on this just for more element coverage. Because if you're free-to-play, you're probably not going to do much in like really high-tier content anyway. Like high-tier score attacks and stuff like that. And even then, it's like, okay, it's not really that important. It's not really that important. You can still kind of make it work. What if you don't have a Kaede? Then you can roll for her if you want to. But even then, you could just wait until you get spooked by Kaede. Rumor of Salvation Land Ferris wheel. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I didn't even go to the screen, just so that everything is fresh for you guys.
そうだね。魔法少女の真実を誰かを殺すね。物語の創造主。こうした光景が誰かを殺す願いを叶えるのは、いい願いの形は実は願いを思い出す。
W doesn't have a cleanse. Yep, that is probably the biggest downside of her. How many days have I played PvE so far? My Exedra, well, every single day since release, which I don't know how many days that is, but if you do the maths, how many days have been since the 26th of March? Every single day since then. And as expected, there's no music for this one. Awesome, I gotta get some music set up. Let me find something. What would make sense for this, like, for music? I guess I can do this one again. I think I played this one last time already, but it still fits. Is that a bit loud? I think this is fine? Yeah, I think this is fine in volume. Happy clown music. I can give you happy clown music right now. Okay, that's enough. It's gonna go for like another 10 seconds. Is this my main right now? Yeah, it's my main. Let's go. 54, just a tiny bit, yeah. So I heard rumors that the sparkler is on the second half, so I don't have to worry about the first half. I guess oh, this one has sound though. Awesome. I do have clown music, by the way. So you can play clown music now. So I gotta say already, barrier looks pretty cool. Like the labyrinth looks pretty cool, as you would expect, because this is the labyrinths in my record actually do look kind of awesome. I gotta say, they actually look really good. But it's kind of weird that the regular area doesn't have any music, but then the battle does have music. Because you would expect it to be either or, like either neither of them have music or both of them have music. But I guess they just copyright. They play only copyrighted music for one of those two. I'm not sure. You have to use manual to get the sparkler in this world. It's actually very easy to miss this time. Ooh. Probably not for me then, because I'm somewhat of a master at picking up sparkles. Oh my god, I haven't done any Japanese like the last few days either. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to catch up on all of that. I'm gonna have so many cards that I'm gonna have to go through. Like 100 or something. Oh yeah, actually I don't need to bring the music back on because now we're gonna get music again. Awesome, yay. To be fair, everything being the way that it is, I still like having a streaming mode compared to not having a streaming mode, because this way I can at least stream it without having to worry about RAM getting copyright struck. And yeah, it kind of sucks that sometimes I have to like play my own music, play something else because stuff is muted, but at least I don't have to worry about having to sift through a video or sift through a stream VOD and get all the copyrighted music out there, because that is annoying as fuck. Especially when you have to get claimed first, and then you have to dispute the claims, or you have to cut out the music, and it's like really stupid to go for all of that. What am I using to learn Japanese? Anki? Nope, I'm using Satori Reader. Mostly, as well as some other stuff. Is that on the last day of Mummy's first banner? Sadly missed out on her. They get Moimura though. Oh yeah, Moimura is really good. Moimura is probably the second best character to just get after Mummy. Like if you didn't get Mummy, then getting Moimura is probably your second best thing to get. I have a Japanese server alt, and that one I got neither Mummy nor Moimura simply because I just didn't roll for them. Because I want to get the authentic experience of just not having these two characters, and so far it's been going fine. Like that account is making its way through Nightmare just with free-to-play resources, and it's of course a lot more difficult than not having it, but it still just works. Like I can still just get through the content. If you just know what you're doing, and it's actually, it's still difficult, but it's doable. You just do it. Okay, play some more music. Okay, yeah. I hope everyone who hasn't played Mario Record, by the way, is also reading the story, because the story is really important and really interesting, and you should really read the story. And if you're not reading the story, then I'm gonna spoil it for you. I probably won't do that. You had a godly party before you even finished standard difficulty, so I plowed through Nightmare. That sounds good. If you get a good party early on, through your roles, like even just not even like these straight up characters like Mamio, for example, but like just basic characters, the standard characters that are in the game. You just get a whole bunch of them that are really good, like Kirika or Pluvia, for example. Then you can already just get through most of the game very easily. Just Pluvia and Kirika, if you just have those two, then there's not really that much that's gonna get you down. It's just gonna work. You're just gonna get through the content without too much hassle. Of course, you're gonna have to raise probably a Yumo, for example, and you're probably gonna need to get a good attacker as well, but that's just like side stuff that's not really that important. You actually managed to get a sense for Homodo for some free Maya keys recently. It was cool. I don't know if it's super effective though. The thing about attackers is that if your account is not yet that good, and you need to improve your account's power because you notice that you're behind in your power rating for the battles, or you notice that your team just isn't quite cutting it. If your team is like that, then getting more ascensions on your attacker is actually really important, because ascensions on your attacker can carry you when the team is not quite up to snuff. Because then you need, with a good attacker, you need less breaks. You can probably even do one break cycle kills, and if you can do one break cycle kills, that's already fantastic. It's already really good, versus not having it. But then, once you can do that, once you can reliably get one break kills, then getting more ascensions on your attacker doesn't really do anything, and it's kind of pointless to have more ascensions on your attacker if you could already one cycle kill everything. So it's like really important early on, but then the further you get into the game, the less important it becomes. And Homoda, as far as attackers go, is probably the best one to get ascensions on, because Marukami doesn't really need ascensions. If you wanted to get ascensions on Marukami. And Homoda just gets extremely powerful with ascensions, especially A2. Like Homoda's A2 is kind of busted. Honestly, as an free-to-play player, I often found myself brute-forcing battles because I kind of mismatched my resources and I didn't know what rerolling started. I don't think re-rolling is as important as a lot of people make it sound like. I think it's a lot more important to like get a better understanding of how the game's various mechanics work and what characters are important to focus on over others. So if you're just smart with how you use your resources and how you build your team and what choices you make in battle and all of that, you can make up for like having bad characters. Like even bad characters can easily make it through all the content in the game if you just know how to use them better. But of course that takes some time and effort and some experience to get to. Now for something completely different, I got something recently, well, in the last few days, I got something that we in Germany like to drink very often. It's called Underberg. So this is Underberg, and Underberg is a liquor that is got lots of spices. It's made up of all kinds of different spices. Does it even say how many there are? Somewhere it says how many spices are in there. Oh, it doesn't say how many spices that it is, but it says that there are spices from 43 different countries. Oh. Basically, you take one of this after you've had a good meal and you want to digest that meal, which I didn't. I had some protein rice earlier, so that was like 2 hours ago, so maybe not the best timing for this, but it's just a really nice little thing. that a lot of Germans do when they like get together with friends and like maybe they're on a party somewhere. Someone busts out some Unterberg after a good meal that everyone had together, and then everyone just downs an Unterberg. You know, it's somewhat of a ritual in some places of Germany, like the one that I'm from. And you taste every single one of those spices. I don't know how many there are, but you taste all of them. Wow. You managed to be Homura A... Dude, you are Homura A5! Jesus Christ. And barely able to get ult Madoka A3. That's a bit overkill, but you're probably gonna be set on attackers for probably the rest of the game. Like, anytime there's any content that is either Dark Week or Light Week, you can use either Homura or your Ultimate Madoka, and you're good. You probably don't need to roll on it for another Dark type attacker or another Light type attacker for probably the next 2 or 3 years. Maybe longer than that. You're just gonna be fine on Light and Dark type element. You didn't get Goroka. Oh man. Wait, is that a Byak? Oh, it's not. They look a bit like Byak. I don't have a Byak anymore. But don't worry, even if you didn't get Goroka, if you have an Oriko, you can actually kind of use Oriko on light, weak enemies. That said, if an enemy, for example, is weak to light and fire, and you have a Momoko or you have a Kyoko, then you're probably gonna use the fire instead. Or if you have an enemy that is both weak to light and weak to aqua, then you're probably gonna use Yachio instead. So Oriko is kind of like the second choice for everything. But technically, if there's an enemy that's purely light type weak and you have at least Oriko, then you have at least Oriko to use. You don't have Oriko yet either. Well, don't worry. Just use someone else. Just use someone else and don't worry about it. If it helps me get into top 10 ranked this time, I'll be happy. Getting stuck right at 11 or 12 is really frustrating. If you're talking about ranked in PvP, you don't really need an attacker at all, and you're probably gonna be better if you don't use an attacker, right? Like the very best teams you can make in PvP all don't use an attacker. I'm actually gonna show you my PvP team in a second, so that you know basically what you're supposed to do in PvP. So welcome everyone who's joined in the meantime, since I started the stream. Hope you're all doing well, by the way. Your supports for each of them are Kush, Iroha, Tsuruno, Yuma, and Sana. Lol. These supports are probably about as important as the characters. Like, once you're done actually building the characters, then of course you gotta worry about building your supports up to be as good as possible. Momoko's a fantastic support too. Yeah, absolutely. And Oriko is also a really good support to have. Oriko might actually be Sleeper, one of the best supports in the game. Like, as support Kyoku's, I mean. Because her passive is actually extremely fucking good. Specifically if you're hitting weak element, and your attacker should always hit weak element. Like, you should always choose an attacker that can hit weak element. Anyway, this is what a PvP team looks like. As you can see, there's no attacker, because you don't need an attacker. Why? Because Felicia does so incredible amounts of damage that you don't need to worry about an attacker. And it's not just Felicia. You have buffs from Mami, and those Mami buffs are so powerful together with Felicia reducing enemy defense that even your Mami AoE does like 2000 damage to every enemy. And then your Pluvia AoE does 2000 damage to all enemies. It's like, yeah, enemies die. You don't need to worry about enemies dying once you become strong enough. And you also don't need to worry about enemies getting out of break, because when enemies get into break, which is usually around the time Pluvia had her second turn. When Pluvia gets her second turn and breaks all the enemies, you know what happens? She gets her Kyoku special attack. And when your special attack comes out, she's going to give so much MP to the entire team that everyone's special attacks come out, especially because Mami is going to use the special before then. So everyone's going to have so much MP that Felicia is going to use her special right after the entire enemy team gets broken. So the entire enemy team gets broken, gets pushed back, and then stunned from Felicia ult on top of that. Meaning that everyone on the enemy team is hyper debuffed from, like, their defenses become 0 because of Felicia, and they're stunned for 2 entire turns, and I'm dealing an insane amount of damage. That means that everyone dies on turn 1. You don't need an attacker. Like, what do you need an attacker for if you just kill the entire team immediately? But of course, in order to do that, you need to have something like a Pluvia plus Felicia, for example, to be able to do that sort of team, or have a Mami in there as well. Muemura is also extremely important, but maybe not as important when it comes to actually killing the enemy. But yeah, Felicia and Mami are kind of extremely important, especially Mami A2. Mami A2 is probably the most important character in the entirety for PvP. Like, as far as PvP go, you gotta have an A2 Mami if you wanna be anywhere within like the top 5. That's just the way it is. And you gotta have a Felicia probably as well, unless you have even better characters, right? Like there's ways of building teams that don't have a Mummy or a Felicia that beat top level teams, but they're so exotic and require such crazy amounts of weird characters, like an A5 Muemura. Like you're probably gonna have an A2 Mummy before you have an A5 Muemura, okay? So you're probably gonna run teams like this instead. So yeah, this is probably what you want to do for PvP. Anyway, let's see. Most stuff tends to be either Dark or Light Week currently. Yeah, currently that is the case, because currently they released a lot of Light type characters and a lot of Dark type characters. Imagine what happens when they suddenly decide, hey, let's release a bunch of Fire characters or a bunch of Aqua characters. You're suddenly gonna see a lot of enemies that are weak to Fire and Water at that time. And then suddenly all your Dark type and Light type characters are gonna struggle really hard. But that's just the way that this game is gonna go with its meta. Like the meta is just gonna shift between elements. Right now it's Light and Dark, but that meta is gonna shift towards other elements probably sometime soon. Once Alina releases, Alina is gonna release, and then the meta is gonna shift to other elements. Because great for speeding up mod fights. Yep, absolutely. Pluvia will be my light attacker now. Pluvia is really good. Yeah, like generally Pluvia is probably the best character in the game right now, generally. Managed to pull Mami on my last remaining free pull. Damn. She's not ascended, I'm not sure it's leveling. Oh, definitely level her. Absolutely level her. She's really, really good, even if she's not ascended right now. Besides, she's gonna get ascended in the future anyway, because she gets added to the standard banner at the end of this month. So at the end of May, she's gonna get added to the standard banner, and then you might just randomly get spooked by her, so you're gonna get ascensions for her. You want Felicia for PvP so badly. She's managed to evade you. Don't worry, she's gonna happen. Like all of those standard characters, you're gonna get them someday. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. You're on the same PvE team as you, it's so good. Yeah, this team is kind of busted. Like, generally, this team is kind of busted. How important is Felicia? Oh, yeah, already. Oh, you have A4 Kirika. A4 Kirika is also really, really good for PvP because it means you get the passive from her, like the MP generation passive from her immediately. Like, as soon as the battle starts, she doesn't even need to get a turn. Immediately, she gives everyone the MP generation passive. That's, like, really good. Shouldn't need Kirika for any circumstance. I know it's a basic question, but I really need her for it. For the most part, Kirika is the best defender in the game until you get an A2 Sayaka. But A2 Sayaka is like a lot of investment, and she's not in the standard pool right now. She's going to be in standard pool, I think, at the end of next month, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to take a really long time until people get randomly spooked by Sayaka enough to get an A2 Sayaka. And until then, it's Kirika all the way, because Kirika passively giving you so much MP generation is just so good. Like, the passive MP generation, top. Absolute top. But you don't need to have her. Like, right, she's not required for anything. She's just really good. So if you have, for example, Sana is fine too. You can just use Sana instead. It's fine. If you have an A0 or an A1 Sayaka, it's also really good. Like, you can just use that instead. You don't need to have Kirika. When you started releasing Quintet, you decided you want to go roll for Sayaka. She came out, so I missed Mummy. Aw. Don't worry, you're gonna get Mummy someday. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get him. You're gonna get him. It's fine. A5 Felicia with A2 Mummy and A0 Muemura will win 90% of the time. Crack that number up. It's 99.9% of the time. Unless you're fighting a Hyper Whale, like A5 Felicia with A2 Mummy. Like, even if it was just A2 Felicia or something, that just wins. You just win. You're able to land the 20s last season with A0 Mummy, A0 Pluvia, A5 Hazuki, A1 Felicia, A1 yeah. A lot of people are sleeping on Reina in PvP. Reina in PvP is extremely powerful because she breaks characters on the very first turn. Like, she gets a turn skill into immediate special on the same character. If it hits the same character, that's a break right there. And being able to break on your very first turn, that's kind of insane. So yeah, Reina's really good. And Hazuki, if you have the right tuning with your character speeds to make sure that she immediately advances your Pluvia, that's also really good. Like an A5 Hazuki advancing your Pluvia, extremely powerful. What characters are coming to the standard banner next? That would be Team Kamure, so Kaede, Momoko, and Reina. Those three are coming. Mami is coming, and Kyoko is coming. Those 5 are coming at the end of this month. So sad you haven't gotten Reina after seeing a video about migrant characters. Need to see her story. Reina is such a good character. Reina is the kind of character who you see her story and you're like, I need to roll her just so I can give her a hug. She's like the most huggable character in the entire Manga Record cast, easily. Because, you know, she's attempted twice. And that's... the story surrounding that is just as gut-wrenching as it sounds. So, yeah. You've got to say you have Sana as support for A4 Kirika. That is like... Sana support on A4 Kirika, that is a good combo. Because that is also really good against enemy Felicias. So if you're playing PvP, the enemy has a Felicia, you have a Curica with Sana support. That just means it's very, very likely that that enemy Felicia stun goes into your Curica. And since you have A4, that means the barrier happens immediately. So even if Curica gets stunned before she even uses a barrier, it doesn't matter. Everyone already has a barrier. It's like really powerful, yeah. Stockpiling keys for when she enters in standard. Yep, gotta do that. If you really want mommy. I'm not stockpiling keys because I want more Pluvia and then ascensions right now. And Curica ascensions. I want ascensions for those characters. And it's gonna be harder to get those ascensions once the standard pool increases in size. You have a friend who's been doing the entire story mode with Sana. They're on Dogwitch? Oh, if it's standard, then yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be harder in Nightmare. It's probably not gonna be possible in Nightmare, but in standard, yeah, you can. Sana's really good for that. Okay, I think this is the Nyaha character. I don't get how to make Hazuki Advance anyone other than an attacker. Hazuki Advance looks at whoever is lowest in the list, like whoever is lowest in the turn order list, as long as they're an attacker or a breaker. So it's the attacker and breaker that is the furthest down the list. That is the one who gets advanced the most. Like who gets hit more often with Hazuki Advance. So that's what you want to make sure. Like if you want to get your breaker advanced, you need to make sure that your breaker is further down the action list than your attacker. Which you can do by giving your attacker more speed, for example. Or taking away speed from your breaker. Same keys for Moonwater. I think it's end of June. Yep, I think that's end of June for Moonwater. So that's a long time, but yeah. Remember you did 16 pulls with Mommy Banner and you didn't get her. Man, that sucks. Then again, it's only 16 pulls. 16 pulls is like nothing, to be fair. It's like, I said 16-10 rolls. Like 16-10 rolls, I can understand, that's a lot. But like just 16 pulls, that is basically nothing. But don't worry, you're still gonna get it someday. Generally, I would say that like if you really want a character, you should probably wait until you have 200 pulls to spare, which is a lot. There's like 60,000 gems, 60,000 gems, but if you have that, it guarantees the character. So if you really want a character, you can just save until you have that much, even if it means having to pass up on other ones in the meantime. Are there any rumors about co-ops yet? Nope, not at all. There's also no data mining. I need to be sure I mention this very often, that if you see anyone saying, oh, I've data mined something, or here's some data mine info about a future character, doesn't exist. There have been data mines in the past, but only because those pieces of data were left in when the game was released. So the release version of the game had some leftover data accidentally for example, Muamura was already in there. And I think Double Iroha was also in the game files already when the game released, but that was only the release version of the game. Ever since the release version, with any single update that came in afterwards, no more new data has been added to the game before it was actually announced. So since the release version, no more data mines came in at all. And that's going to continue to be like this. Like the fact that we had data mines at all was an anomaly. It's not going to happen again. They're not going to randomly, accidentally throw a whole bunch of random data into the game that we can data mine and get leaks from. Like, oh, here's a future character that we leaked. It's not going to happen again. So any data mine that you see, or any leak that you see in the future, it's all fake. Every single one of them. Because I've seen the data. I've seen every single piece of data in the game right now. And I can tell you, like I said, the only data mines and leaks that we had were from the release version, and every single update after that had no new data apart from the one that was actually announced and released. So no more data mines from now on. I assume you will need to go to pity, otherwise you will be disappointed. Absolutely. It was the same thing in Maga Record, by the way. Like, this is nothing new to Exedra. In Maga Record, you also only rolled when you had at least 200 to 300 rolls, which is a lot. In most cases, it was like at least 300 rolls. This was the wisdom that everyone had. At least 300 rolls until you roll. It took many, many months. It took like 3 to 4 months to get that much. Maybe 5 months. Oh, we need a clown theme for this, by the way, since we're fighting a clown right now. What clown? Oh, the music is already over there. Yes, bully the child, do it. Shoot her in the face. Ah. Okay, I'm just kidding. I might say some bad stuff about Toka every now and then, but I don't actually hate her. It's just part of a meme to dunk on her. Because she kind of deserves to be dunked on, to be fair. Best worst girl in a way, yes. Evil nerd child, yes. You love Toka very much. Her VA is awesome. Yes, I think it's Kagami a year? I think. Like when the devs put fake data in there to resurrect the leakers. Is it fake data or is it data that has changed in the meantime because they changed their minds on something? Because that also happens quite a lot. For example, when the game... Actually, I don't know if that was when the game was about to be released, but we found data in Mega Record talking about a character called Chelsea. And we were like, who the fuck is Chelsea? And then there was even a Mega Record that accidentally had the name Chelsea in it before it was changed because it was accidental. And then a little after that, Ashley was announced. And we figured that, oh, Chelsea is Ashley. It's just that Chelsea was her old name, and at some point they decided to rename Chelsea to Ashley. So whenever you hear Chelsea, you know, oh, that's the old name for Ashley. I think Kaida and Pluvia on my team has made it so nutty. MB generators. Yeah, it's gonna get even worse when like more MB generators get added to the game. It's gonna get quite busted. I think the record store is being rushed so much like hell. We already passed the Wasa Turno. Yes, it is being rushed. And I think the main reason why it's being rushed is because they already uploaded the entirety of the game's story to their YouTube. So the developers are like, hey, we already have the story on YouTube. And now we're putting it into the game again? We're gonna put it into the game like 5 times at this point. Because they already had it in Manga Record. And then they made an anime. And then they had a manga for it. And I think the developers are just fucking tired of telling the exact same story for the 6th fucking time. At the same time, it's also the fact that Manga Record is just really, really long. And if they did one memory window per chapter, we would be spending like an entire year on just Manga Record. It would be so much on just Manga Record. I think they just want to get through all of the stuff that we've already seen a billion times and not waste even more time on it. Is my guess at least. So apparently, by the way, the sparkler should be anywhere nearby because it's at second half, and this is second half now, so we're gonna see it at some point. Sitting at 16,000 champs, ain't spending nothing until Mabuya drops. Hope she's worth it. Lol. Mabuya is really fun. She should be worth it. I hope he's good. I hope he's good. Chelsea Taylor sounds way better than Ashley Taylor. My heart is all be Chelsea. To be fair, I think Ashley actually sounds better. Oh yeah, I heard that there's like many enemies now that like HP percentage damage, and that bypasses barrier, which I think they put in there specifically to bully people that have barriers. So this Kirika is not going to be nearly as useful, but like it's their way of making sure that you're actually using a healer sometimes instead of just a defender. But I'm still gonna use only a defender. I'm not gonna use a healer, so I'm just still gonna do that. That's why they should give us Arc 2 early, maybe right now. You're not gonna get it right now. You need the Neo Megas and the Princess. Dude! Himina is overrated. I'm sorry I had to be the one to say Himina's kind of over. No, I like Himina, but she's like not one of the characters I'm looking forward to, let me put it this way. You actually missed the paid price banner. That was something they introduced like after a few years, I think. After the game was already like after 3 or 4 years, I think they put in the paid banners. But yeah, that was a nice deal. Do you have any insight why we get last minute update delays? People blaming the devs saying it's bugs. I think it really is that they're trying to push the update as late as possible so that people don't data mine too much from it, because they don't like having stuff data mined, so they try to push it late. But when they push it late, it means that it's possible that the App Store might just take a little bit longer than usual to give the thumbs up for the update, because whenever they push an update to the App Store, the App Store needs to like automatically scan the files and make sure that they didn't upload a virus, for example, and they didn't put in any like thing like porn or whatever into the files. So there's usually like a process of the app stores scanning the files, and that might take a while. And sometimes the app stores are a little bit slow, so that could also happen. So when they try to push it late so that people don't data mine, it is possible that sometimes the app store might take a bit longer than usual, and then there's some delays in there. If you're watching for the micro record, shout out to Muffin. Absolutely, shout out to Muffin record. Absolutely, the GOAT. It's neat seeing the difference between the anime. Yeah, when you see the direct differences between the anime and the game story, it's very easy to see that the anime handled the story a lot better. Like side by side, the animation is way better in terms of how the story was handled. Apparently Google Play has been really weird about proving updates recently. Maybe the server is just overloaded? You haven't even gotten for half of Arc 2. Those chapters long as hell. Like, you need to watch chapter 5 and it's 5 hours long. Yeah, chapter 2 is like... Arc 2 is like really, really long. Arc 2 is so long that I think the entirety of Arc 2 is longer than every other piece of official Madoka Magica media combined. Arc 2 itself is longer than all of it combined. So yeah, that's quite a lot. That's not quite a lot. We have people for anime, Manga game story to anime story. Yep. And the reason why is because there's a lot of people who want Manga Record to have like a happy ending, even though I don't think the characters in the way that they acted deserved a happy ending, because they kind of shot themselves in the foot many times, and then the story just randomly rewarded them and gave them a happy ending just because the writers decided so, which I don't think is good. At the same time, there are a lot of people who actually enjoy that kind of writing for some reason, and if you do enjoy the kind of happy ending out of nowhere writing, then of course you're gonna enjoy the game story more so than the anime story, even though the anime story made a lot more sense. Like, it just made sense what happened in the anime story. Ben told me not getting an update for like a week. Oh, that a week sounds long though. Everything that's been data mined has been updated. Has been in the game already. Yep, everything that has been data mined has been in the game already, except for one. There's a live 2D of a character, and that's about it. So, still basically nothing though. So yeah, basically everything that has been data mined is in the game already in some way. Could this be the one? Nope. You feel like if we're seeing a lot of the activity on the subreddit for Exedra? Yeah, that's just Reddit. Reddit is just gonna be Reddit. Hey, it's you, please. How's it going? Welcome to stream. You don't think like you in translations, even finished translating it, is that long? Yep, it is insanely long. I think the entirety of Arc 2 is like longer than a day, longer than 24 hours worth of just playtime. It does have some wonderful characters, yeah. Arc 2 has some really good characters. The anime was also changed because they didn't get the green light for Arc 2 stuff, I think. I don't think that was the case. I think the anime just wanted to be more like what the original vision for the game was. Because there was an original vision for the game that was then rewritten before the game came out. And I think the anime is just what the original vision was for the most part. Arc 2 is afraid of killing off characters, comparison to first Arc, yep. Could this be it? Nope. Nope. I have no idea what happened in Arc 2, but at the same time I don't know what really happened. Arc 2 is kind of crazy in that a lot of stuff happens, and it's like kind of weird, and like not very straightforward in what happens. Do you love Delation Land maps so much, or it's, although I'm assuming they stuffed another story into it as well? Probably? Like, this is 2 main chapters in one, but they might have stuffed even more into it other than just 2 main chapters. Like people are also saying like, oh man, they rushed the game story so much in Manga Record, but at the same time, the Manga Record windows are like way bigger than any of the PMMM windows. Like, any of the PMMM windows are like 12 battles, maybe 13 battles. All of the Manga Record windows are like 25 battles or something. It's like way more than any of the PMM windows. I compare how much stuff the AI John Banner had in it, compared to, for example, the I think the Darkness Witch, for example, or Shadow Witch. Arc 2 and Infinite Edo comes in, you'll play on Exedra when it releases. That'll be a long time. That'll be a really, really long time. Like 2 to 3 years maybe. Hello Rampage, welcome to the stream. It was both the Museum of Memories or whatever and Masatsuno, two very important memory chapters of the Arc 1 story. Yeah, they smushed both of them together, but at least the memory window is like a lot longer than usual to make it happen. It's always so quiet. Interested to see what's going to release when the movie releases. It's going to be some movie tie-in, but I don't think it's going to be as dramatic as people are making it sound. Like, there's people saying that the only reason why Exedra exists is to promote the 4th movie, and the other way around is like, no, of course not. Like, what? They knew that My Hero was nearing the end of its life cycle, and they wanted to pass off the torch to a new gacha. That's it. I don't think it has anything to do with the timing of the movie at all. But they're still gonna have some tie-in stuff, yeah. Like there's gonna be the Poke's Nut character, is gonna be a character. Absolutely. Maybe some other characters as well, who knows. And we saw a bunch of new characters. So I think that's gonna be the case. These notes are really short, wow. Nope. Wonder if Holy Mommy or Amane Sisters are next. I assume the Amane Sisters are next. They gotta be next. They've already been in the game for like 2 weeks now. I think the maze will be released together, like Kamori Triangle. I kind of don't think all of them are gonna be released together. But somewhat, like I think Toka and Nemo might be released together. I don't think it's gonna be released together with the rest of them. I don't think so. So excited to be in from the beginnings on Exedra ever since I heard about My Record after it closed. Yeah, people that missed My Record are now actually able to witness the entirety of the My Record story through Exedra, and that's really good. There's some cross-promotional points to the game movie, but I also don't think that one exists for the other. Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna cross-promote, but it's not that Exedra exists for the movies. Like, no, absolutely not. Will Buffett Inu, like, was the first time directed for an already messy script. I think aesthetically, My Record anime looks amazing though. Doro Ino did the best he could. He really did the best he could. But the fact is, he had to work with an animation studio that just can't finish any amount of work ever. There's the sparkle, although I wasn't looking at the screen. So he had to work with Shaft, and Shaft they just can't do it. They just can't do it anymore. They just suck now. I'm sorry to say, but they just suck now. Can Run work as a DPS? Absolutely. But only on void weak enemies. And then on top of that, he also was only greenlit for like 24 episodes. You can't put the entirety of this game's story in 24 episodes. You just can't do it. 24 episodes is way too little for that. You need way more time other than just 24 episodes. It is like insane to say, oh, we can do like 10 chapters plus everything else in like just 24 episodes. Insane. So knowing that he had to work with way too little time, on top of having to work with a studio that just can't finish any animation ever, the fact that he still was able to write so much good shit for the story is like insane. All of the stuff that is anime original, or like almost all of it, is like absolutely on point. And all of the stuff that was rewritten, most of it at least, on point. So yeah, he did the best he could. Approaching Nightmare Summer Witch, who am I supposed to use against Sandbox Witch? You don't have red? Sandbox Witch. Use someone who can dispel buffs, for example, Ayame. Ayame is going to be really good against that. Because Ayame can, with special, dispel enemy shields, which is really important. And you could also use 3-star Hazuki. 3-star Hazuki can also dispel buffs with her regular skill. Yeah, Shaft fell off like insanely hard. But the visuals were adapted to Ayame really great though. All the game curve was so fantastic. Yeah. There were many good places in the anime. From quite a while to realize all I hated for it was just that I didn't like her rather than having any having any logical reason. I mean, it's okay to just like a character without having like a specified reason, because people like or dislike whatever they like or dislike. It's like you don't need a special reason for it, really. This memory window is insanely long. Holy shit. There's still like a third of it left. Wow. Wow. Mommy is really broken, but you need to get her like to at least A2 for her to like really shine. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that was a waste. Stun, please no. Oh, that wasn't all. That wasn't all at all. Yeah, can you know case if Varka franchise was a Shaft? Yeah, absolutely. Shaft is not really doing anything right now for the franchise. You know, Curry out here carrying everything. You need some form of speed buffer? No shame on Tsuruno though. Yeah, that's fine. If you have Tsuruno though, she's a absolutely fantastic support for Mami. So I would even say she's the best support Kyoku to use for Mami if you have Tsuruno. So I kind of do need to have Tsuruno. Like you need to have Tsuruno for her to be the support for Mami. Do we need another one? I think we need another one. Just a second one. And then that's it. Let me read you what it says about Underberg. Die Underberg-Rezeptur mit dem wunderbaren Kreuzen aus 43 Ländern ist auch heute nach 175 Jahren das Geheimnis des Underbergs. Nur 5 Menschen kennen das fast mythische Geheimnis. Es ist nicht aufgeschrieben und wird mündlich überliefert. Eben Semper Idem. Die wohl ausgewählten aromatischen Kräuter werden besonders schonend im Semper Idem geheimen Verfahren behutsam verarbeitet und entfalten auf diese Weise ihre Kräuterkraft. Wow. Insane. All your building on Tsuruno will pay off, absolutely. Also keep in mind, when it comes to pure damage, like pure damage output, then Tsuruno is still gonna be an absolute top character to use. I was telling you guys about Underberg. It's like really important. You despise when enemies done, it just annoys me. There's this game design philosophy of like never ever taking control away from the player in the middle of gameplay. Like for example, stopping for a cutscene if you could have the same cutscene with still retaining controls. Just like for example that Final Fantasy VIII did. Like in Final Fantasy VIII there are a lot of cutscenes where you can still like walk around. Even with like camera movement, zooming around the battlefield, you can like still move your character around, which did nothing, but you could do it. It's the same thing with Half-Life, for example. Half-Life, you always have control of the character. But yeah, this is like one of the philosophies that you can break with sometimes if you want to. But specifically in games like this, like turn-based battles in like... I guess the basis of that would be like Dungeons & Dragons, because all turn-based battles, for the most part, come from Dungeons & Dragons in some way. And Dungeons & Dragons, also a lot of DMs say, oh, I don't want to use enemies that can like stun characters or like restrain characters or something like that, because it's just not fun. When you're like waiting really long, like it could take like 10 minutes before you get to your next turn because someone else is fiddling with dice or they need to wait 5 minutes to decide on which of their spells they're going to use. When we all know, wizard, you're going to throw a fireball. You don't need to keep thinking about maybe you want to polymorph or something. Just throw the fucking fireball, okay? And then 10 minutes later, it's your turn. And during someone else's turn, you got stunned by an enemy. So you can't do anything. And the DM just says, oh, yeah, next turn. Because you couldn't do anything. That fucking sucks, man. At the same time, it's actually really fun to stun enemies and like hear the DM say, okay, now it's this enemy's turn. Oh, he's stunned. I can't do anything. Well, next enemy's turn or whatever. And no, yeah, got it. Now that enemy can't use their stupid ability on us. Nice. But at the same time, you kind of understand how it's part of like a balancing. If like characters are too powerful, to say, hey, if you're too powerful, you gotta sit out for a little bit, okay? But that said, I still enjoyed a lot more when stuns don't force you to stop entirely. At least in like Dungeons & Dragons, when there's like still stuff you can do. But in a game like this, you have 5 characters. If one of them gets stunned, I guess it's not that big of a deal. If everyone gets stunned, oh boy, does it hurt when everyone gets stunned, and that kind of sucks. So like single target stuns or like proximity stuns, that I can understand. Group-wide stuns? Group-wide stuns is maybe a bit much. Look, I missed Bind Charm and Sun Cheese from Mario Kart. It's haha funny. Yeah, they were like infinite stun chains you could do with Mummy and another stunner. It's like, it's kind of stupid. Is that an ailment or debuff? There is no ailment type, it's just a debuff type. Oh, you mean the wound? The wound is an ailment. Her stat debuffs are debuffs. Graffiti minion stuns are very annoying, yep. So Ren does both ailment and debuffs. And she needs her ailment to hit so that she can hit her debuffs. Because they kind of go hand in hand. Like you need one to have the other. Experience happened where Ren previously got stunned for an account. What? And that was an account where Ren was DPS. Ooh, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts. You can remove stun here if Kaido or Yuma. Yeah, only if they don't get stunned themselves. And only if they actually get their turn before the stunned character gets their turn. So there's a lot of ifs and buts to actually dispelling a stun on someone. Which is why it's better to just not get stunned in the first place. Anyway, here's another Underbadge. Sorry. Percentage damage. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. We didn't know that chairperson's figure skating little jerks stunt. Yep, they do. Chairperson is a witch that's just about being as annoying as possible. She actually doesn't do anything that's like powerful or does a lot of damage. She just wants to stun you or give herself more turns or all kinds of dumb stuff. You an AQ equals Alina believer? No, and here's why. I think they're teasing AQ being Alina this hard and this obviously on purpose, so that they can pull out the rug from under us at the very last second and say, hey, you know how we dropped like 10 billion hints that AQ is Alina? We were just messing with you. We were just trolling you really hard and you fell for it. We baited you, you got baited. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're intentionally baiting us with AQ equals Alina. That's my guess at least. They're like intentionally baiting us. Because it would be too obvious. It is too obvious at this point. And with it being this obvious, it's gotta be a joke. Same thing with Yoraka, or Nighthawk rather, being Kurue, or a familiar of Kurue. It's also so obvious that it's gotta be a joke, right? Like if someone tells you the same truth a billion times, at some point you stop believing them. At some point you just say, okay, you've told it to me so many times, you've gotta be messing with me. You've gotta be messing with me. I don't believe you anymore. It is, I think it's still related to her in some way. I don't know how exactly, but I think it's still related to her in one way or another. But I don't think it literally is Alina. I think that would be a little bit too much. Whoa. I mean, even if AQ is actually Alina, everyone sees it coming at this point, so it wouldn't be a surprise, like, at all. What hints are there that AQ is Alina? The main hints are coming from all of the Namae stories, because every now and then you unlock new Namae stories to look at. And every single Namae story is basically AQ winking at the camera that, ha, I'm totally Alina, wink wink. Because, for example, AQ talks about, oh, back then, a really long time ago, I was part of this trio of 3 geniuses and we did so much stuff together and we were trying to change the world, but it didn't quite work out and stuff like that. And she basically recounts everything that happened in Arc 1, but like in code, right? She also mentions that she's custom made in the LOC and not like Cube at all. And that AQ likes painting, and it's basically all the portraits come from where all of the or Puella Pictura, all that come from is like part of AQ. So AQ is an artist in that way, who is green, and has the same voice actor as Aina. Should probably started with that. Same voice actor as Aina, by the way. And Nighthawk has the same voice actor as Kurue, which already mentioned that. But then every single Namae story, it gets worse and worse. Because in one of the recent Namae stories, AQ was like, hey, you know what? If I could get some food or some drink right now, I would go for some strawberry milk because I really like strawberry milk. And guess what? Alina really likes stealing Karin's strawberry milk all the time, and she really likes strawberry milk. They're like laying it on really thick. Like, hey guys, she's Alina, she has the same voice actor. She was part of a trio of geniuses to try to change the world. She likes strawberry milk, like she's the artist. Like, come on guys, same voice actor, come on. They're like being really, like being more and more obvious about it by the day. It's her, but it's not her. I still think they're messing with us on purpose. And I also think they're messing with us on purpose from Nighthawk. So Yoraka, aka Nighthawk, is the shopkeeper, of course. And here's the thing about Kurue. Kurue's witch is Ichiso. And Ichiso is the Nightjar, or the Nighthawk witch, who looks like a Nighthawk and has droopy black wings, like Yoraka, like Nighthawk. And so not only do they look very similar and they're both Nighthawks, they also have the same voice actor, because once again, Yoraka's voice actor is Kurue's voice actor, so yeah, already we have the same voice actor again. But the fact that it's also droopy black wings that looked exactly the same, come on. And the fact that Yoraka always seems really sad and trying to hoard treasures that remind Yoraka of a better time. It's like, okay, we also know that Kurue had like chronic depression and was like thinking of better times. It's another case of like, okay, they're obviously the same character in some way, but because it's so obvious, it's gotta be a joke again. Potentially it's anime Aina. She wanted to destroy the world Aina. I don't think it is. I think the anime is basically non-canon in a way, but it might be canon. It's kind of weird. I think also, you guys are saying like she's deranged or like megalomaniacal or she's crazy or anything like that. You need to remember, actually remember, it's not, if you haven't played Arc 2 or read Arc 2, at the very end of Arc 2, Alina basically becomes good person and is trying to do art for good, basically. Like she becomes not crazy anymore. Okay, maybe she's a bit crazy, but like crazy as like an artist, right? Not crazy as in trying to kill people. Like she becomes basically a good person. So it kind of makes sense that at the end of her life, she's like not the same person that we saw in Arc 1. And she's like a completely different person who's maybe mellowed out a little, who's become a brilliant girl, as she calls herself. And as she calls Karin as well. And it kind of makes sense that maybe after her life, she kind of becomes part of the LOC. And maybe gets to a point where she does that. I mean, what I've said was like not really that much of a spoiler in the sense that I was being so incredibly vague that it doesn't really mean anything. Like, it means basically nothing. You have to see it for yourself to see what actually happens, okay? But the point is she becomes a different character, basically. Because people who actually have read Arc 2 will probably tell me that I'm being, like, not really truthful, that I'm maybe lying to you a little bit, but yeah. It's close enough. It's close enough. There may be some lies in there, but yeah, in order to know what of that was lies and what of that was true, you kind of have to read Arc 2 yourself, you know. But when it comes to art, I can at least say that Aina started out making art about life and death, more so about death, right? And people were like, man, Aina, that's so depressing that you make art about death all the time. And Aina is like, I don't know what I'm making art about. I'm just following my inner muse, basically. My inner muse is telling me to make art like this, but I don't really know what it means. That's kind of like one of the important struggles of Aina, is that she doesn't really know what her art means. You don't have music, right? Yeah, you don't have music. And she does at least figure out that what she wants to make art about is about the struggle of the living over death, right? Like, how much do people struggle in the face of death, and how do they overcome and persevere when faced with death. Like, that's basically what her art becomes, right? So she does find out what her art is about. And if you think about that, oh, her art is about life overcoming the struggles in the face of death. Isn't that in a way what AQ is doing, watching the memories of the magical girls and then making art about the struggles of the magical girls? Isn't that exactly the same thing, basically? It's basically it. What is Alina's wish? Her wish was to have a space of her own, because she didn't want to be interrupted by people all the goddamn time, which I can attest to. It's really annoying when people interrupt you all the fucking time, because I was at home with my parents, because I gotta see my parents once a year, and that time once a year, it happened to be this last weekend. And when I'm with my parents, oh my god, you can't sit still in a room for less than 10 minutes without one of the two coming into the room and asking some inane question that doesn't matter. I understand they just want to see me and they want to talk to me, but at the same time, I've just sat down and I want to eat something, and I don't need to be interrupted every 5 minutes with some random thing. So I understand Aya being like, hey, I just want to place on my own. I just want to not be interrupted all the goddamn time. I just want to have some space, man. Today's not happened this early in the story. It basically every single Mario record window is 2 chapters in one. So we're at the end of chapter 7 right now, because we're getting 2 chapters per window. I got to the point where she has hallucinations of the Mirrorwinds Labyrinth, and you know who dies. I don't know anything anymore. Yeah, that's like really early still. Did I get double Iroha? Welcome to the stream, by the way, Tom Riddle. I did not get double Iroha, but I also only did a single 10 roll because I don't really care about double Iroha. She's like not really that important at all. For my account at least, for other people's accounts it may be. But for my account, I have Kaede. I don't really need a character like her, so I kind of passed on her. I did a single 10 roll, I didn't get her, so I'm gonna move on from now. But maybe I'm gonna get her when she goes to standard, who knows? That's probably why she's so obsessed with witches in story 2. Yeah, she's really obsessed with witches because witches is basically what happens when someone fails in their struggle against death, and that is very fascinating to her. But yeah, Alina wants to see the struggle of people struggling in the face of death and what it means to overcome death. Which is a very good thing to like make art about. Alina's wish came true. Now she's got the lighthouse to be her private place. Absolutely, actually. What was before this? The memory curator. We see the memory curator in a cutscene. Like, I saw the memory curator in a cutscene, but we didn't get to fight it. We did not get to fight the memory curator, sadly. Do you think double Iroha is worth or not? Don't heroes have got 5 stars. If you don't have Kaede, then double Iroha is good. It's really good if you don't have Kaede. At the same time, it's up to you if you think that you kind of can't manage without a 5-star healer. Like, if you don't have struggles getting through the story, if you can beat Nightmare without needing a 5-star healer, then you don't need her. Like, if you can beat all the content, you don't need her. But if you feel like, man, I can't clear this content unless I have a 5-star healer, then yeah, I think she's a good pull to have. Yeah, I only just now read it, but Zoe, you're exactly correct, Zoe. But that said, if you need a cleanse, like if you're losing because you don't have a cleanse, like ailment cleanse, so for example you get cursed, or you get burnt, and you die from that, it doesn't help that much with that, sadly. A light, just like the last time I escaped. Oh. To rebuild a friendship. Aww, isn't that fun? Helping that little animal. What little animal? You're not talking about Tsuruno, are you? But yeah, if you really think about Alina's art being revealed to be about the struggle of people in the face of death, her being AQ makes also so much more goddamn sense, because that is literally what AQ is doing. You're almost at the day when Kaede becomes standard 2. Yep, although it's going to be a lot harder now to hit specific characters on your spooks. So if you get spooked now, like we're talking about right now, then you're gonna hit any of the current standard characters. But once the next pool of characters gets added to the standard pool, it's going to be a lot harder to get spooked by one specific character. Like, it gets a lot harder for that to happen. Okay, this is Battler, and Battler's going to be very interesting because we're going to be skipping all of it. Oh, by the way, does the reward thing? Oh, you can't look at the portrait. I don't think Yuma is better than Iroha, because Iroha heals so much more than that. Iroha can out-heal bad stuff. Like, for example, if there's an enemy that deals more damage to burning targets, Iroha heals so much more than Yuma that you can just out-heal that extra damage, even if you don't have a cleanse. So keep that in mind. We're gonna have to listen to all of this. What else we have? Let's have another clown theme, because we all know that she's also a clown. Intentionally so. Can I ask you a question about my clan? Absolutely, Teen Sweets, go ahead. Yeah, I need some special skill for element cleanse. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's still good enough in a lot of places where you need element cleanse. Interesting. There's a better HP recovery portrait somewhere else, so you don't need this one. You know, was an interesting healer that acts like kind of like a buffer. It is like not that good of a buffer, but it is true that it acts a little bit like a buffer. That is true. Recently reload and stuck with an account where you have Ren as DPS and a Pluvia mod account. Only the switch is okay. Absolutely. Yeah, no. If you have Pluvia, I don't think you should reroll at all, because Pluvia is like the best character in the game right now. So if you have Pluvia, you're fine. You're absolutely fine if you have Pluvia. You can just use a battle skill while Rayla really wants a special skill quick for element cleanse. Yep. You can still make do with Rayla in a lot of situations regardless though. Gotta keep saving for Mabuyu then. Yep, Mabuyu is probably... My guess is Mabuyu is going to be a debuffer. Probably dark type. Right? Oh, it's hard to tell. Mabuyu could be basically anything. She could even be void type. It's either void or dark. Potentially even light. Like, it could be anything really. Like what kind of element she is. Should you run MP recovery or speed portrait for Tsuruno? MP recovery only if you know that you're getting your special one turn earlier than usual, which might not be the case all the time. Other than that, speed. So basically just speed. I guess just speed. Mabuyu maybe void debuffer? Probably, actually. You cannot double Ira because she's really cool, but you're completely drained of upgrades and not exclusive. Yeah, you can just easily skip Ira high and it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. Nice walk. Laws make sense. Void, if you know, you know. Debatable, but yes, I can see that. They will stack a macro into void, etc. Yeah, like elements can change all the time. Do you think OG series will like see Zero's story? I think a lot of people who only watch the OC series might not even read Scene Zero, because I know a lot of people, there's like a lot of people who haven't read Mag Record that are skipping the story and then complain about getting spoiled. Like, come on, read the story, guys. I guess I've been the first word breaker would be cool. Yeah, I can see that. It'd be cool if Mabuyu was debuffer focused on giving a ton of speed debuffs. Fun shows, speed debuffs, Yeah, I can see her being a debuffer that. I guess speed debuffs make sense. I'm not actually sure what else she would do. Like, what would Mabuyu actually do? Speed debuffs, yes, I can agree, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe stun, but stun feels kind of weird. Not really sure. Surprised the Doka already has animations, you don't anticipate her arrival anytime. I think it was similar in Magi Record, that in Magi Record you saw some characters really, really early, like as enemies, that also had like Magi animations and everything. and then didn't release until like half a year to a year later, so that's not actually anything new. Your portrait guide actually clutches not in PvP. Maybe it's got all portraits and teams and gives me to be honest. Yep. A lot of people don't know how to play PvP. I've seen someone on the Reddit who was like, man, I think that Double Iroha is like really good in PvP. And okay, if you're not looking for like a top 10 clear, or not even looking for a top 5 tier, I can understand it. If you're not in the top 10, maybe you think that Iroha might actually be good, like Double Iroha. But if you're actually looking for a top 5 or top 3 clear, there's no fucking way you can take a healer into that. It's not gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna be able to do that. Unless there's like no one else in your group at all. Like, not a single whale in your entire group at all. But if that's the case, then you can do basically anything anyway. And that was Battler, by the way. I've been talking over it, but that was Battler. We just beat Battler. When do you think Mabi will show up? We already know for a fact that it will happen at the end of this month. So on the 30th, I think? Yeah, 30th. She'll release on the 30th. We know that. Maybe the Magus will be released when Eve Winter releases. That would make sense. I can see that. Take Himika's action relay, make it more potent. Action relay is really powerful. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't think it's allowed to have that much turn pushback, because turn pushback is really, really powerful. In Star Rail, both action forward and action pushback are extremely rare, and you only get a tiny amount of it every now and then. Because Star Rail knows that that effect is way too powerful. We already have more speed buffs and more action pushback and action advance than the entirety of Star Rail after 3 years. Keep that in mind. Even after 1 month, you already have more than Star Rail after 3 years. Because they know that those effects are way too powerful, so they just don't put them in there. We have a snippet of her when you finish stand-up PMM story. Looks very similar to your Margaret model. Yeah. Man, I've been talking so much, I'm starting to get a bit lightheaded. Jesus. I actually expect it to be done sooner, but this memory window is long as fuck. Holy shit. Also, all this MP damage actually hurts quite a lot. Also, this MP damage that they're doing right now is based on maximum HP, as far as I can tell. But Aichan, so the Uasa of the anonymous AI, also did max MP damage and max HP damage, but that one was actually based on current HP. This one's based on maximum HP, which is a lot more deadly. The interest in ASR has been decreasing right now because of Amphorius. I like Amphorius quite a lot actually. Like, it's actually pretty cool. It's not as good as Penacony, but Penacony was like really, really good. But that said, I like it more than Xianzhou. I like it more than Space Station. I just like it more than most content in the game, to be fair. So it's good. It's Mago Record, then I can't expect it's gonna be short. Yeah, it's gonna be really long, sadly. Everything that has to do with Mago Record is really long. I also thought someone had an image of the Kyoku. I don't think so. I think there's like a snippet of like the face. Oh, this one's not good. Like only the face of Mabiu, I think, was visible somewhere. But it was also in like promotional material. Like I think some promotional material already had like the face of Mabiu, as she's gonna be later on, but not like the entire card art. You got Anaxa by accident and then you haven't touched the game in a while. Anaxa is really good. It's really fun actually. I could give Mabiu like the speed debuff that gives enemies elemental damage debuffs. Like making enemies even more weak to the weak elements. It's like, this would be a really fun effect. I think it may be a bit too much right now. Like I think by now there may be a bit too much because people don't have that many characters yet to actually make use of all of that. We made to buff Homura since it's pretty much her role when she fights with Homura. Yep. You saw 3D model from Mabiu? Yeah, we saw a 3D model from Mabiu and some art for her in the preview. So there was like some preview of the Scene Zero event, and that one had a 3D model for her. Looking at some accounts since my DPS is a debuffer. It depends on what her kit is. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what her kit is. Vampire fan. We really need a way of skipping, like passively, like generally skipping all animations for these specials. Like automatic special animation skip. It's gonna happen at some point. It's absolutely gonna happen. But we need it now. I want it now. Because it means that even during auto battle, you have to pay attention to skip the specials. When it comes to auto battle, I don't want to pay attention. It's auto battle. It's kind of the point. That means bypassing Kiriko shield. Yep, I know that. The reason I'm still keeping Kiriko on the team is one, her MP generation buff is still active. And two, I'm too lazy to switch. Like going to the menu and switching is like, come on, that takes too long, man. Just go, whatever. Yeah, auto battle is auto skip is gonna be a thing. Absolutely. Oh no! They're Quicksilver. You know what that means. They're gonna be really annoying. There's the curse. Let me manual battle this. Kya. So many Kyas, Jesus. It's gonna be the wish for window Scene Zero. They can also just make up witches, by the way. Like, they don't actually need to specifically stick to any witch that was in the game. They can actually just make up witches, which is fun. If you do auto battle, so my team is very manual, aka use a house key. Yeah, if you use house key, I can very much understand that you're gonna use manual all the time. Okay, it's time to go into overdrive. What if I shifted maximum overdrive? Hey, Ali Sunshine, welcome to the stream. Thank you much for your guides, helping build my team. Yep, thank you very much for watching my videos as well. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't people actually watching my stuff. When an Exedra released, I told myself that I'm gonna just see if people actually care. And if people care, only then will I actually continue making content and streaming and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, people have been caring, so that's why I'm still gonna continue making stuff for basically ever, probably, for the entire lifetime of Exedra at this point. Because streaming they get hurt jump scares me so much. If it's like on really high volume, then yes. You gotta turn the volume down. Bonk. Tower artist witch guide when? Probably never. I don't think I'm gonna make more tower videos yet. In the future maybe, but not right now, probably not. Really like the witches we saw in Oracle Story. Yeah, they have a lot of witches in every single type of spin-off. Like every spin-off also comes with its own witches, and there's some really cool ones in there. There's going to be some really cool shit in Kazumi Maika. Kazumi Maika is the craziest out of all of these spin-offs. They've went wild with that spin-off. There's some crazy shit in there. So yeah, look forward to Kazumi Maika when it comes to enemies and shit. Like the dual fire and ice witch is gonna be funny. I hope they make more units with buff clearing. Anime feels mandatory sometimes. Mabiyu could have buff cleanse. I can see Mabiyu having buff cleanse. Do you think the new Ida is good for Madokomi? Yeah, absolutely, because with her regeneration, it keeps popping the passive for Madokomi, which is really good. Absolutely. Kazumi went absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Like, everyone who hasn't read Kazumi is gonna be in for a wild awakening when they find out just how crazy Kazumi is. Almost put it in break fumble, but not my healer. Ooh. Gotta be careful when it comes to action advance with Hazuki. Hello, Nico. How's it going? Kazumi the Doctor's one who had a friend's rifle or something? I don't know anything about those spin-offs. I can tell you don't know anything about spin-offs, but don't worry. Once Kazumi comes around, you'll be able to read it, and then you're gonna get the actual truth to everything that you've probably picked up somewhere over the grapevine. I wonder if the Wraith arc from In Between Mark and Rebellion. I assume they're gonna do every spin-off at some point, including Wraith arc, including Tamura. I wanna get Tamura. We gotta have Tamura in there. I need Tamura. I need it. Pump Tamura straight into my fucking veins. Do it. I need it. I need Tamura. Kazumi is gonna be insane in 3D. I need Dawn of Hyades. I need Dawn of Hyades right the fuck now. Must have been another spin-off then. Hell. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're gonna see what happens in Kazumi. You read only one manga, the one with the magic girl with 2 soul gems. I don't remember that one. I don't know if you're misremembering something or if I'm misremembering something. This game is what made me watch the anime. It just seemed like a cool gacha, so I gave it a try. When released, and it was so good. Oh, the entire anime. Yeah, that's really. I didn't expect this to happen, to be honest. A lot of people didn't expect this, but there actually are people that got into Madoka Magica through Exedra first, which is insane because the game kind of assumes that you already know the anime. Like, of course, the game gives you the anime story in its first like big story arc where it shows you everything that happens in the anime with anime scenes and everything, but it still kind of assumes that you know the anime in a way. So it's kind of interesting that there actually are some people who were brought into the series by this game. But as far as that goes, welcome to the series. Welcome to the community. You gotta wish to be a best friend physically. Oh, you mean that one? Oh yeah, now I know what you mean. Yes, of course. The what are they called? The Sochu twins? I think it's the Sochu twins. Isn't there a full Rebellion upload somewhere on YouTube? I think so, probably. But it might get removed sometime. The Sochu twins are gonna be really interesting. Like, how do you make the Sochu twins even work in Exedra? So the Sochu twins is a character who is 2 people in one body. Okay? So you have just one girl, but there's 2 girls in one, and she can swap between the 2 girls at any point. So let's say it's character A right now, and then she goes blue 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 blue, and now it's character B. And then she goes blue 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 blue, and now it's character A again. Like, you can just swap between 2 different girls at any moment, and they're like different people. How do you do that in this game? Do you just have? I don't want them as separate Kyoku. I want them as one Kyoku, where it swaps between the 2 on special. So it's usually like a fire type character, right? And then you use the special, and then when you use the special, it swaps over, and now it's an aqua type character with a different set, like a full stance change special. Just do the entire thing. Just change its own special. Like, just yeah, when you special just switches over, just do it. They're not gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do that because that is way too crazy. But that would be insane. Kazumi seems so interesting, but yeah, the art is kind of weird. Kazumi, I understand that. What's up, Kazu to Kazu? How is it going? Hope you're doing great. Kazumi Magic Girl, I forgot her name. Yep, Kazumi Maika, that's the one we're talking about. It's gonna be insane. I kind of stand the Magic Girl and Kazumi though, like, as fun and as interesting Kazumi Maika is as a spin-off, the designs get kind of weird and wonky. I do agree with that. I mean, if I'm ready to join the base banner, a lot of people have, and it's gonna be time at the end of this month, and then everyone's gonna throw all of their keys out there, and you're not gonna get Mami because you're gonna get spooked by Momoko. Welcome. If it's swapped fully on special, it would be super hard in Nightmare where elemental weakness is so important. Yes, it would be. But it would be funny. It would be funny though. Don't say that? Well... Okay, I'm gonna take it back. You're gonna get mummy immediately. First key, second key, third key, fourth key, fifth key. You're gonna get all of the mummies everywhere, all of them at once. Don't worry about it. One temple, all the mummies. Kazumi switch here at the end of the rest of talking me backtracking. Yep. Man, you know what happens? I'm only going back to my parents for like a weekend once a year. But even so, there have been multiple games I'm playing that had a really huge update in that time that I couldn't play. So I had to just sit there at home knowing all of these games just updated and I can't play any of them. So Exedra updated and I couldn't do a stream, I couldn't do any content, I couldn't do a video on anything. Age of Empires 2 got the Chinese DLC. I like Age of Empires 2. I want to play the new Chinese civilizations because they're really cool. They got the Shu, they got the Wu, they got the Wei, they got the Khitans, they got the Churchans, they got some rocket cards and some grenadiers and some really crazy shit in there. Like Age of Empires 2 is really fucking good. And I couldn't do that either because I've gone for the weekend, so I couldn't do that either. I was like, okay, what else updated? Tor Lost Word. I mean, Tor Lost Word is kind of crazy. It's kind of weird. I don't pay money for Tor Lost Word. Don't worry, I'm not spending on that. But they got an insanely new update because they just got a roguelike mode. They just added a roguelike mode to Lost Word, which apparently is really fucking good. And I couldn't play that either. And there were events. Like there was a new event for Genshin that came out, not during the weekend, but before then. And I couldn't play the event on Genshin either. I couldn't do my weeklies on Xender Zone Zero because I couldn't play Genshin Xender Zero either. Couldn't do my weeklies. I couldn't do my weeklies on Star Rail. It's like, Jesus Christ, I can't do anything, dude. I couldn't do fucking anything. And now I need to catch up on all of them. I need to catch up on all of them at once. You have to go for a week to a country that doesn't support Exedra during the summer. That is something that the developers just didn't account for at all. It's like, okay, what happens if you just travel? I guess if you travel, you're fucked. The developers just didn't care. Can you wish me a Ren, please? You will get a Ren immediately on your very next 10 roll. You're gonna get her. Don't worry about it. Ren will be yours. Hi. Thank you every single time you're dragging us back to see meme sparks. It's funny though. It is kind of funny though that we're getting pulled back all the time. I think it's funny. Is it better to have your defender in the middle or at the end like you have it? Maybe it's a random coincidence. Certain types of characters get attacked more often and your defender gets attacked more often than other characters. So usually I put my defender at the edge because they get attacked more often. The defender would be useful in the middle for Saka because of counter. I don't think the middle gets attacked more often. Like, I don't think that happens. If you want the defender to get hit by proximity attacks, that makes sense. I think it's more important to keep the team alive, though. He's just basically nothing going on in Star Rail right now. I'm not gonna roll for higher scene, but I think it's funny as fuck that everyone has immediately, as soon as people saw it, everyone just said, that's fat fuck. That unicorn, that's not a unicorn, that's fat fuck. And everyone's been calling it fat fuck everything since then. I think that's funny. I think that's funny. I think that's really funny. And it's like well meant. Like, it's not mean-spirited in any way, right? Like, it sounds like it's mean-spirited to call something fat fuck, but it's funny because it's like, it's just a little, like, comic unicorn in a world of people trying to kill each other, and in a world of people like trying to kill each other. With like, we had like a guy who is basically Gilgamesh cross 300, right? Who, like a guy who can't die, who repeatedly throws himself onto his enemy's weapons because he's like, I can't die, bitch, and like fights with his own blood and is like really gruesome and everything. And right next to that, it's just some little girl with a unicorn, like some fucking comic unicorn that like floats around and throws sparkles and rainbows, and like no one can take it seriously. And we decide, no, that unicorn is fat fuck. And I think that's funny. I think that's just funny, okay? It's not mean-spirited at all. It's just funny. How do I improve ailments? I think right now ailments don't need to improve. I think there needs to be more types of ailments. Because right now there only been like a handful of types and most of them are just damage over time. I think we need more. We just need more types of ailments. Come on. Uptool also finds the medical fandom. maybe they're gonna get added at some point. Horse doesn't look that fat. Yeah, that's the thing. The horse doesn't even look fat. But people are calling it fat fuck because the thing is, what if it was fat? Wouldn't that be funny? Because there's like fan art. There's like fan art of the thing being really fat and it looks really funny. It looks really funny. By the way, what does Toka even do? 50 stacks stuff. 2 actions got 3 actions after the first break, okay. He's not gonna survive the first break. Okay, more damage to the magic count. On taking damage on the break damage, one magic on own break magic. As we said, okay, so it ramps up damage. And her ult uses all magic, okay. Apart from that, she just does damage. Okay, she just buffs herself and gives herself more damage over time. But it's fine. You got the Evil No Child Part 2. By the way, I'm not gonna roll for Aglea, I'm gonna roll for more I'm gonna roll for more copies of the Herta, because I need my Herta to be Ascension, what is it? Eidolon 2. Constellation 2. Yeah, Constellation 2. No, it's Eidolon 2. It is Eidolon 2. What? Give us some weakness ailments. Forever I get them with Mario, because it would be fun to get them right now. Yep. I want them. Bonk. Every character is going to release an Exedra. Here's the thing. Every single character that's in Mario Record is gonna be in Exedra at some point. They're all gonna be here. Maybe not all the alts, because we don't need all the alts, but every single like person, every single character that was in Mario Record is gonna be in Exedra at some point, minus the collabs, because the collabs are its own thing, so we're probably not gonna see Nano Hind Fate, but possible. So yeah, apart from that, they're all gonna be in there. Yu is gonna be in there, for example. You see Toka as an attacker, name as a buffer or breaker, and Aina as a debuffer. Aina is absolutely going to be a debuffer because she's going to focus on damage over time with poison. Like, it's going to be a poison damage over time unit, and that's a debuffer. Yeah. Oh god. Now she's made me say it. Oh my god. Yoda's been carrying my entire endgame since we came out. Energy! Yeah, I can understand people like your voice actor. Here cooking me is really nice. But the was are good. They better be. Some fun collabs like Magic got popular. Hopefully none of the other like another one? You don't even have magic yet. Something insane happened. Since what happened? Once starts to get added, oh, she's gonna be in there. She's gonna be in there at some point. Don't worry about it. Doesn't say Big Bang. Man, we lost. We didn't say it doesn't say Big Bang. Oh, we should have broken it. More bullying. Bully the kid. We're pulling. I got Ren and Homura in a single 10 pool on account of Kirika. It was all me. It was all me. I blessed you, and now you got it. And here you go. My blessing was the GOAT. Some rumors that seem crossing all hail me. Gotta go do it. It was all me. It was all me. Mob years and meat coming. Kachimashita. Ne. It feels so weird, by the way, now. I've gotten to a point where I understand most of everyone's voice lines. Like, most of everyone's voice lines I can actually understand as they say them. Which is weird. Like, it feels weird. After, like, 20 years of watching anime, like, in Japanese. I've watched anime a lot longer than that, but, like, in Japanese, 20 years of that. Maybe. No, I was like 15 years, maybe. And actually, like, understanding now, for the very first time, when people say something, and I actually understand it. Like, I know what they said. Like, I feel so weird. Like, what? That can't be happening, what? Saber's probably gonna blow him out of the water when Fate Club starts. I have a feeling that not that many people are actually going to roll for Saber. Because most people don't give a shit about Fate anymore. Like, if you care about Fate, then you're probably playing Fate Grand Order and only Fate Grand Order, and you're not playing any other gacha, probably. Like, if you're someone who only plays Star Rail or Hoyo games and you don't play Fate Grand Order, then you probably don't give a shit about Fate. Yeah, so I don't know. Like double checking that I didn't miss anything in the other difficulties. I'm becoming a magical girl. Oh my god, I'm becoming a magical girl. I already have magic. I need to become a girl, but I don't want to, because I actually like being who I am. But yeah, I'm magical already, I guess. You will still rob the Fuwasa Tsuruno. I mean, we're still gonna get the character Fuwasa Tsuruno at some point. It's gonna happen. Like, it's absolutely gonna happen. It makes sense the boss is Fuwasa Tsuruno, because in that moment of the story it's the memory museum. Yeah, and then they swapped to the other one. It makes sense. But I don't think it's that important that like Fuwasa Tsuruno is like a boss. But we're definitely gonna see her like as a playable character, I'm pretty certain. Hey, caught up, maybe you can shed some light on something. I can't see whatever it says. Motto, yeah, they're doing this. She definitely says motto. Motto as in again. I don't know 100% what exactly she wants to convey, but I think she's saying like, I'm gonna do it again. It's basically what she's saying. Like, I'm doing it again. Because the thing about Ren is that, you know, in multiple times in the past, she felt like she's given up, and now she wants to live again, and she wants to continue living, right? And she wants to continue being there, right? So I think that's why she says something like that, like, I'm gonna continue. I'm doing it again. She's done it again, basically. I can interpret it as I can do more. I think that also makes sense. It's like I can do more. The thing about Japanese is that Japanese can't like really be translated that easily, like one-to-one. Because a lot of stuff in Japanese could be read like different ways. And you know which one it is from context alone. So unless you know the context, it's like really fucking hard to understand what people are saying. And this is not trying to be like, I'm really smart because I think that context is really important to language, right? Like, no, this is like something that's unique to Japanese. It's like Japanese more so than other languages needs you to understand the fucking context of every single thing that anyone is saying. Because tsuzukemasu, for example, that's not a full sentence. That is missing the subject. You can't do this in most languages, that you just don't have a subject in a sentence. But in Japanese, you could just not have a subject in a sentence. And if you're then asking, okay, but how do I know what the subject is? You have to infer it, you just have to guess it from context. You have to know from context, oh, I guess she's talking about herself. And I hope that's correct. You might not be correct, like who knows? You're using all your heart energy things to try and level it up so I can see more of her episodes. I understand that. Because we need more heart episode things, but the thing about Heart File is that the more chapters release, the more Nightmare bosses release. And the more Nightmare bosses release, the more Nightmare File bosses we fight. And the more Nightmare File bosses we fight, they give more experience. Like every single one gives more experience than the last. So we're actually getting more Heart File experience over time. Then it's cute, the voice is nice, and she likes in her and Rika like engaged. Yeah, they basically are. That's supposed to kill the ads, so Nightmare Sandbox and do like a 0 damage switch. You are supposed to kill the ads, but you're also supposed to get rid of the shield in some way or another. Jesus, what does it do? What the fuck was that? Hmm? Where'd that come from? Hmm? Yeah, you're supposed to get rid of the shield probably with Ayame or with Fista Hazuki. Yeah, it's a huge thing in learning Japanese. It's like the hardest thing probably about Japanese is that you need to infer randomly so much stuff without any prior knowledge. You just have to infer, oh, he's talking about herself, or oh, he's talking about that thing, or oh, he's talking about that thing. It's like really weird sometimes. Which is why I think Japanese is one of the hardest languages to learn, not because of kanji, but because of the fact that you just have to imply so many things all the time. Hey Zoe, thank you for hanging out and have fun. Seeing the English dub having to tackle episodes when main characters have to learn English. That does happen sometimes, it's funny whenever it does. You can have missing subjects in a lot of languages, they just need to be heavily inflected, yeah, but it's like a really basic feature of Japanese that is like all over the place. How are we expected to do in Chaos mode? Like most players have level 100 capping around low to mid 50k power. It's not going to be about power. Like I think power is kind of misleading. It's more so about can you counter the enemy's lineup, the enemy's skills and abilities with whatever your team brings to the table. Like that's extremely important. And if you can do that, it doesn't matter like if you're far behind in power. Team is just too cracked. Yeah, sometimes you just have powerful teams. Getting closer. That sounded weird for a second. What? Which guys are going to be stand-up banner of this month? I know Mami is one of them. So after the end, at the end of this month, in the stand-up banner, we will have Team Kamori, which is Kaede, Momoko, and Rina. We will have Kyoko, and we will have Mami. I started like this, right? I started like this. Because I'm German, and apparently Germans say 3 like this, right? And Americans do like this. Like this? I think Americans do like this. According to Inglourious Bastards, I am indeed a German. It also makes it easier to speak though, because you can convey entire sentences with just the main words and still be understood. Yep. Saika is a month later. Yep. In May 30th, by the end of the banner. Yep. Finally use 60 keys. Whoa, 60 keys, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. You're probably going to get some 5-star, but it's going to be low chance to get the one that you want. But I'm praying for you. You're going to get the one that you want. Don't worry about it. Can I see your PvE team? We're running the exact same Kyoko, but I want to see what portraits and support you're on. Don't worry, I can show you. I'm running some spicy things because I don't have much. I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to not have enough as much speed as you do because my team is very heavy on MP generation. So I'm running multiple MP generation portraits to hit breakpoints. So these are my supports and my portraits. Once my Ren becomes A2, I'm going to take away this portrait. By the way, there's Sana on this kitty cat because you can't see it behind my fat face. There's a Sana on here. But once this Ren becomes A2, I'm going to take away the aimant hit rate, and I'm going to give her probably attack. Yeah, I'm going to give her probably attack instead. Or maybe speed. I can also give her some speed. I still have the 20% speed on there. But yeah, we have attack here with this one, of course. We have MP recovery from this one for breakpoint. We have MP recovery here for another breakpoint. And then we have the defense here. A2N is so good. Oh my god, I need A2N like yesterday. And then of course the very standard support Kyokus with Felicia for Dark Attacker, with Breakage Technique, and freezing ability and freeze effect by 42.5%. Some have got the spaces, I'm sorry. And then of course this right here for the speed. Tsuruno, because Tsuruno is just the best. And then of course a Sana right there. I should actually use my orbs, by the way, because I haven't used my orbs yet. I'm gonna use it on Ren, probably. I only have one orb. I forgot that I used them already, basically. No spaces allowed, lol. Yep. Would you say Felicia is a better supporter for Homura than Oriko? Yes. In most cases, if you have, that said, if you have a debuff on the enemy team. If you have a debuff on the enemy team, yes. Generally though, if you're hitting weakness, like if you know that you're hitting enemy weakness, like technically right now, like I know I'm hitting weakness right now, then technically Oriko is better, because if you're hitting weakness, Oriko is better. Did you hear bracket about an account already yet? Why would you do that? You have all 70k gems, never pulling. That's good. Once a character releases as like extremely important, then you can immediately roll for him. You can get him and probably a bunch more even. Whoops. Okay, ne? What counts as debuff, what counts as ailment? I can tell you in a second what counts as ailment. These 6 right here. These 6 are ailments. Burn, poison, curse, wound, stun, and weaken. Those are the 6 ailments. Everything else is a debuff. Everything that shows up down here, you see buffs, debuffs. These are buffs and debuffs down here. These down here are buffs and debuffs, and these 6, burn, poison, curse, weaken, stun, and wound, those are ailments. Faithful to Mitama. I need Mitama. I'm gonna wait for Mitama. I'm gonna get at least an A0 Mitama. No, even if I'm dry, even if I have 0 gems when she releases, I'm gonna get an A0 Mitama minimum. Minimum. We all know it's gonna happen. Because she's worth it. She's not worth it. It's kind of still bad. Yep, kind of still bad. As a free to play, here's a way to manage pulling. Think. Will I be sad not to have this character in the long term? I'm not sure that works for most people, but it could work. Rainbow or pain will always get in my universe. Sadly, yes. A2 Mitama will be mandatory for some people. It depends on what Mitama actually does. Like, if he doesn't scale well with Ascensions, then maybe not. It depends. Mitama's gonna be so cool. She's gonna be dark type. She's gonna be a dark type curse focus unit, by the way. Curse and debuffs. Like, attack down, defense down, and curse is what Mitama's gonna do. She's gonna be a dark type debuffer. I don't think it's gonna be Void because she's gonna be used. She has to use curse. Mitama has to use curse, and curse is a dark type debuff, so it's gotta be dark. Currently kill all game content with an A0 mummy using Honda as my attacker. But I packed A5 Tsuruno and A5 Tsuruno, holy shit, I'm not sure whether Max Tsuruno is worth replacing money for no extensions. If it's an A0 mummy, then personally I would replace it because the damage buffs are gonna be so potent that it probably is gonna make up for not having the action advance and stuff. Like and also the fact that you get an SP back on using your special, that means you just randomly get an extra SP point, and that's like really important too. Like the patron saint of Void, she was in Mag Record because Void had a very specific meaning in Mag Record, where Void was the element of curses and impurities, right? It very much was very deeply tied to impurities and curses. Like basically, Void magic is the magic that witches use. That was the lore reason in Mag Record. But in Exedra, that lore thing is like no longer a thing. Right now, Void is just basically physical damage. Like in Exedra, Void is just physical damage. If you're physical, you're Void. That's basically it. And Curse is now a dark type thing. So they've basically moved Curse from being an impurity and a Void type thing over to a dark type thing. And Void itself is now just for physical damage. So, yeah. Mitama has the cameras of all my OCs. Ooh. She's very influential then. But you can use all the debuffs? Why not? Livia is also going to be a dark type debuffer because she also needs to use Curse. That's like her thing. So they're both going to be dark type. This memory window is so long. Oh my god. I've started to get hungry like right after the stream started, and it's getting worse. I need to be done with this so I can eat stuff. Livia, a baddie, kind of. Yes, actually. Terrified whenever enemies attack through shields. AI mod boogers and these things in Installation Land. Yeah, but it makes sense because they need to have something for healers to do. Because if there was nothing that could get through shields, then defenders would just be too powerful, and you would not need as many healers at all. So it makes sense to give healers something to do by making sure that barriers can't do everything. It's the same thing in Genshin and Star Rail, where also barriers at some point became too powerful, so they made specific enemies that made sure that it went through. Aim is not gonna hit through this thing, sadly. That they went through shields, so you needed some healing or just other stuff. Because strictly Dark Element ability, stun is regulated to light types. The problem with Curse is that Curse, unlike stun, deals damage every turn. And the damage that it deals is Dark type damage. Like Curse specifically says that it deals Dark type damage. So if you were someone who wasn't Dark type, you would for example be a light type character that would deal Dark type damage. Which means that if you buff your own element damage, like let's say for example you have a portrait that says increases Dark type damage dealt, and you could put that on a light type character if that light type character dealt dark damage. And at the same time, when it comes to element weaknesses, like if an enemy was weak to dark but not to light, you're a light type character that can deal super effective damage with only the curse but not with your other abilities. Like, it's just weird. It's just really weird if you separate the ailment from the element in this case. Same thing with burn, poison, and wound. They also deal fire, forest, and void type damage. So it'd be really weird if you were to separate that. Yes, I would activate the damage buff when using other elements. It would just be weird. I don't think that would do that. Someone has wound on these. Who has wound? Is it you? Some of them have it, but it doesn't show because of this. Do you have it? Nope. Do you have it? You have wound. What about you? You don't have wound. You have wound. Okay, so these two. This aim damage based off your attack stat. Yep. It would be really weird, yeah, if you separate the elements. Sound effect when curse procs reminds me of a meme effect. It very much is the exact same sound file I think as the meme effect. It's like the meme wrong. Oh my god, curse! You used to follow attack then. Come on, there you go. Almost. And that's GG. Year from now we'll have for the Queen Diva Livia. Oh my god, thank you for the subscribe. Wait, why did that not work? No. Yeah, that is weird. Oh, there we go. Hey, welcome and thank you for the subscribe. By the way, did you know that if you have your Amazon Prime, if you pay for Amazon Prime or if you pay for Twitch Prime, you have a free Prime sub that you can use on any streamer that you like? And it goes away at the end of the month if you don't use it, so you have to use it within the month or it goes away. So you can do it and take $5, actually $2.50, out of Jeff Bezos' pocket. What enemies hit through shields in Star Rail? Wait, what was it? There was something, I forgot which. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, maybe I've misremembered that. I know that was in Genshin, the wolves, the fucking wolves. I thought there was something like that in Star Rail as well. Maybe I've misremembered that. Is it just me or are Dessert Race's little monkey and Chipper's little jerks really good at one-shotting shields? If they do a lot of damage, then yes. There are some enemies, by the way, that do bonus damage to shields. I don't think there are any of them. But if they do a lot of damage, then yeah, of course they would break for shields really quickly. I've never heard that voice line. I don't even know what she's saying. It looks like she could be a family member of Homura. She's not. Wait, what? How? Peppo P, welcome to stream first, but how? They don't look anything alike. Drawing blanks on HSR enemies who run shields. Yeah, maybe I've made that up. Maybe I just thought so. Might have remember that. Homeland could have been related. Yeah, that I can see. Raincoat just got one shot. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes bad stuff happens if you have the wrong element. Like, element weakness can get quite nasty if the enemies hit a character that isn't of the advantage element. Heaven's very well, so it's probably why I see it. That I can understand. But the thing is, even outside, I mean, I know the skin color, but even outside of the skin color, I don't see many differences. I don't see many similarities between the two. But maybe I'm just misremembering that. Could be cousins. Maybe? Maybe we should at some point, not gonna lie. Yeah, probably. Like, I have an Aventurine who's like Eidolon 2, and it's like really powerful. I don't need anything else ever. I also have an, I actually think Eidolon 0 push 1, but with like a really good relics, and like I don't need anything else. That is so much goddamn damage, Jesus Christ. You can really tell, by the way, that sometimes the HP percentage reduction leaves you at 1 HP. You lost to E1 push 1 on Axa. Oof. That's actually good though. The fact that you can now get spooked by good characters is really nice, actually. Come on! Okay. That really was wishful thinking because they have aim resistance up now. I should not have done that. Should not have gambled that. We're getting so many turns once breaks happen. And once Pluvia does her thing. Right now it's Yanqing. Yeah, come on, get the Yanqing out of here, man. Who gives a fuck about Yanqing? Get that guy out of here. Kuria is a Homer who rejected her Madoka aka Iroha. It's not too far off. Oriko no Itadorira, which means exactly according to what Oriko said. Which makes sense. Oh, Mada Shinemasen. Which basically means I'm not gonna die yet. Classic Kirara. Did you know that Madoka was a mainstay in Kirara Fantasia, like the manga, like magazine Kirara Fantasia, and not Kirara Fantasia, Kirara Manga Time, just Manga Time Kirara something. Like Madoka was a mainstay, but Madoka never had a collaboration with the Kirara Fantasia mobile game. Never. It was never in the mobile game. Why? It was a mainstay in the magazine. Why was it never in the game? And then the game went end of service, and they still didn't do anything with Madoka. Like, come on. You know what? If they had a Madoka, collaboration, they might not have gone end of service. Last two Uwasa have been such defender haters. Yes, because on both of those Uwasas, they came out at the same time as healers release, and when healers release, they want to make sure that you're actually using a healer, so they make anti-defender characters. That's not going to be the case anymore in the future when they don't release healers at the same time. You're saying from Mappy and you have 11,000 chance when you need a breaker, so I was considering doing a temple until I get Pluvia. Oh, that's probably not a good idea. Like, none of them are rate up, and the chance that you're gonna get any of them is like really low. Like really, really low. So I don't think you should do that. You should probably wait until you're rolling for Mabayu, and then maybe on Mabayu you get spooked by them. It's possible. But it's much more important that you actually wait for Mabayu. Because randomly getting spooked on a banner with them is just not gonna happen probably. Damn. Okay, I'll do it without barrier. Actually, I can't even do it without barrier because she passively puts up a barrier. what I just thought doesn't work. But okay, I'm gonna use a healer. Pity isn't saved. That is true. Pity is not saved. What do? I think we actually give her speed. And the Magia Fate Banner even? Magia Fate Banner. Wait, which one? I don't think there's any good rate up for them right now. Yeah, like, I don't think you should roll right now if you really want to get Mabayu. Well, with Pluvia, Audio, Elo, and Orico on it. There's a banner for that right now? There's a banner for that right now? Wait, how did I miss that? I guess if there's a banner with just those 3... No, wait, you only have 11,000 gems. That's basically nothing. Yeah, no, I still wouldn't do it. That is just too little. You must have a spin screen? I disagree. But I also don't like Yuma that much, to be fair. Oriko's kind of funny in these stages. Oh, I can see that because they're all weak to light and there's a lot of them. Isn't that a paid banner? I don't think it's a paid banner right now. I haven't even heard of that banner. Must have missed it on Twitter. HP attacks never kill the girl, just wait until ult bar charges and spam. Yep. Mami win screen? I usually get Mami win screen most of the time. So I can now charge up Mami Madoka, by the way, but it's not enough. So that's actually a waste. The permanent banner. Yeah, the permanent banner has no rate up. So yeah, don't roll the permanent banner like the standard banner ever. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Yeah, Mabi is more important. Bam! This does a lot of damage. Bonk. And there we go. Bonk. We're almost at the end, guys, but I think there's like one more extra stage as well. Okay, we have one more extra, one more boss, and then the final boss, and then we're actually done. And I can finally start eating something. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Rain windscreen is also fantastic. Rain windscreen I think might be the best windscreen in the game. Hands down. We all know it. Look at those fucking turns, Jesus Christ! Wait up turns. Does it mean the more turns it gets, the more likely it is to happen? Did you pull for a double? I did a single 10 roll for a double, by the way. Welcome to stream, Momo. I didn't get it though. Because I don't really care about double EOS, so I only did a single 10 roll just to see, because maybe I'm gonna get lucky. But no, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you're only on a silver, which is gonna be a tons of opportunities to get more gems, absolutely. Those guys look weird. Ouch. I think we actually we still don't need a wound. What the fuck? They're just not getting wounded. That's just sad. They can get as many turns as they wanted. It doesn't matter because look at what's gonna happen now. Like my team is not fair. You look at the enemies and you think, oh, that's not fair. But then you look at my team and it's like, oh my god, that's not fair. What the fuck? think I still want to do this. Like, these guys can't do shit to me. They're getting absolutely destroyed. Extra turn. Like, come on, this is unfair what I'm doing right now. Do you see how unfair I'm being? Jesus Christ. I'm watching the Madoka Mami Kaede MP generation action with Kirika, don't forget that. Every single character on this team increases MP generation. They do a rerun of Kaede on my health. Don't worry, she's gonna be on the main standard banner, so you're randomly gonna get spooked by her at some point, probably. I don't think they're gonna do like targeted reruns of characters like that just are in the standard pool. Unless for like very special situations like Anniversary, for example, like that might see something like that. But generally, I don't expect there to be reruns, like targeted reruns of standard banner characters. If you do play any one were you really bad? Favorite gun in the whole franchise? Favorite? Oh my god, that's insane. So you shouldn't spend anything until you reach the 60k mark. Exactly. Very philosophical AQ. So sadly, these all of these Puella Pictura ranks we're getting didn't give us anything important, like, for example, a increased rate of stats from your support Kyoku, which is gonna happen again at some point. We're gonna get more stats from support Kyoku at some point, but right now they're not doing it yet. Still didn't hit wounds. That's just sad. I need A2 then like yesterday. An all-sustainer banner with Kaede, Sana, and Kirika? Possible? I don't think so, though. But yeah, it is still possible, you're right. Spinny, spinny. I got wounded? That's not nice. Why are you wounding me for? Wait, why am I hitting the side enemies? This is a boss fight. One hit through the end resistance. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 16% support status type. Yeah, that's from the Puella Pictura. Like, the Puella Pictura level ups give more support stat points, but right now they haven't given any more, so they have to just decide to put that on the Puella Pictura ranks. I need to break that immediately, Jesus. Oh, we're gonna get even more turns here because of action forward. But did you just see MP bar shoot up for Mami? Holy shit. I'm getting so much MP roll up, Jesus Christ. I can break this. I can break these cuffs. Like, this guy's cooked. One time I was up on freezing area boss and attacked the side guy. When I realized my mistake, the main guy got outbreak. Yep, that can happen sometimes. You gotta keep watching the entire fight. Who is one thing as like getting a Brong down 50-50 in this area? Yeah, it's basically the best character to get spooked by right now. Bam. Homo nuke. Yep, she got that nuke. Okay, I need music again. We love the banner. I want Kaede. I'm kind of worried if I roll miss out on her 990. Aina is probably gonna be sometime soon, I would assume. Like, she's probably sooner than we think. Yeah, I should probably check what this boss actually does, because I haven't really checked that. Bonk. I can tell it's HP % damage again. Okay, two actually gonna do the attack on each break. Oh! It gets stronger the more often it's broken. It's gonna die in break 1 anyway. I have an A5 Homewood and it's Dark Week. It's not gonna survive a break. It just does more turns, more damage per turns. Yeah, so it just gets stronger over time, but it's just gonna die before it becomes powerful. Like this sounds free as fuck, just listening to it. I probably didn't even need to bring Kaede for this. It's also light weak, so it's gonna get broken really hard anyway. Okay, hit the wound, hit the wound, hit the wound, hit. Yeah, we got it, hit the wound. Theme. This is Pandemonic Planet from Toho. Pandemonic Planet. Bonk. Action Lance, come on. Nice. Tone music fits Malaka really well. It fits basically everything really well. It's like one of those kinds of things. I do this now just because of the MP. You can almost break this thing, by the way. You can almost break this thing before it gets a turn because we're just that insane. Okay, we're not gonna do that. If we're gonna break this thing, we're gonna get another turn, by the way. We're that cooked. We're that fucking cooked. It got like one turn. It got like one fucking turn. Like, come on. I want that maximum bonus. Bonus turn. Oh, it comes to the break really fucking fast. Holy shit. Okay, maybe it doesn't die in a single turn because I don't have skill points right now, actually. No, we can do this. Hello, new again watching the videos. Thanks for uploads. Yeah, thanks, no worries, and thank you for watching the videos. It's really nice knowing that the people out there who actually get something out of the videos. Being a Toho is suffering after all. Maybe not quite. I'm surprised we didn't get the kill this thing in a single turn, but it got a break really fast. Jesus. Yeah, the Kaede didn't notice you and Blue were increasing my MPs, no wonder I home and transport damned rolls. Yeah, you can spam us so much with this. USB memory on Nightmare mode, yeah. Congratulations. That's the first big stepping stone into Nightmare mode. Murakami Azu nipped it down in less than a third after one break. Ooh. Ooh, didn't quite get the one break though, but even if you need two breaks, that's really good. We need to refresh the wound once more in this battle. We didn't get it. Get it down in the first break. I'll see his Murakami. Ooh, nice. Oh no. Whatever will we do? And we're back up again. Will Murata can one break the boss? Absolutely, I'm pretty certain you can do that. If I set up correctly with this team, I can probably do it as well. But I kind of just YOLO'd and didn't set up the break correctly. Okay, I need to refresh the wound. Come on. Good. Should I do this? Yes. So here's the thing, the boss takes 2 actions per turn, but if I break now, I still get the full break on this thing, so you can actually basically cancel the second hit. So I'm cancelling the second turn of the boss by doing this. Right? Yes, I think so. Yeah, okay, it didn't show correctly for a second. That looked weird as fuck. It didn't show. But yeah, the second action got cancelled, and I got the full break. You can see it's basically knocked back as far as possible. So if you know that you can break the boss with one of your specials, wait until the boss takes the first turn, and then while it's taking its first turn, throw the special in. And then it doesn't even get the second turn. This boss is cool because we're getting bonus turn now. And a follow-up. Yeah, the visual bug looked weird for a second, that worried me, but it worked. What's more self-heal? Yeah. 2 turn at a time when you use your ult because I want to have all of her buffs and everything added after when we use the MP. If you have a team full of people that can regenerate MP, that can be kind of weird with how you line everything up correctly so you don't overcap on MP too much. My friend doing Exedra, whenever they have a question over help, which is really just to use their Madokami. If you have Madokami, you should absolutely use it, yeah. Meme sparks completed, yes. Let's look at the memes. We still need their faces, dude. Oh. Maybe we can understand it. Nice. We got some keys. I'm gonna throw those keys in there. But first, let me look at this. Noise. Hit the meme spark cap again, yes. It's so nice being able to just be at the cap all the time. So we got new portraits now. Good. New witches, gotta look at all of this. Look at it. Just looking at it gives you gems, so look at it. Bam! Nice. You can also see different versions of it. This was the Nightmare version. Awesome. The labyrinths. Look at the labyrinths. Do it. You gotta do it. Nice. I looked at it. These loading screens in the middle though. Is there any characters I don't have? I don't have Kyoko, I don't have Sayaka, and I don't have Doppel Iroha. I think those are the only ones I'm missing. Switch it to the top. I guess I could? This. Didn't really think about that. You're right. Thanks. More from the story pyramid. Yeah, I think they kind of noticed that they gave out too many good portraits, so they kind of want to scale it back now. Most of these don't play. It's copyrighted. It's kind of funny that you press it and nothing happens because copyright. Oh, it wasn't all of them. Oh, here we go. Nice song. Oh wait, there's even another one. Jesus Christ. I think I actually scrolled past some of them. Apparently it's still playing. Oh, I didn't look at Depth in the Mirror. I thought I had this one before. Okay. I don't think another one of these unlocked. Yeah, it's just this. Okay, let's look at the story. By doing this, you don't want Kyoko. I never want her. It's not because I dislike her. It's I have no need for a Kyoko when you have a Homoda. That's understandable. Okay, I also don't have any need for it. Okay, let me check if that was enough already. Yep, Magia Stones times 450. That's all I need to do. That's all I need to do. And yeah, you got it already. That's how easy it is to get some gems. Okay, now I'm gonna roll all the keys that I got, because I want you guys to be here if I randomly get a 5-star off a key. Well, you were talking about this one. Yeah, these 2 characters are not rate up. None of these characters are rate up. They're just on there, but they're not rate up actually. Okay, 7 keys. Let's go. That's a lot of chances to get a 5-star. Whoa, that was close. I hope I get a Ren 2 because I need that Ren A2. Ren A2 would be fantastic. I don't know why it's lagging right now. Maybe the stream is taking too much power. Is the new healer worth it to pull for? If you don't have a 5-star healer and you really think that you need a 5-star healer, like you absolutely cannot do without a 5-star healer, then yes. But if you feel like you don't need a 5-star healer right now because you're doing fine and it's okay and you don't need to worry too much about it, then you don't really need her. You don't really need her in that case. Every time we stream, usually be so thank you for all your infos and guides. Helped me a lot during progression. Yeah, and thank you so much as well for watching the videos as well. Yeah, it's nice to know that I was able to help someone. It's more of an attacker problem? It does not seem like we're getting it. Nope, we did not get it, sadly. Aww. We got a bunch of more medals though, so we're not that far away from it. Give me a guaranteed 5-star key. We're still sadly a bunch of medals off. It's not gonna happen today, sadly. You subscribe and hit the bell button. Thank you so much. That actually does help a lot. Like, I'm on my way not to just have a good YouTube channel. I'm on my way of building an empire. So I'm not in the YouTube business. I'm the empire business. Which means, yes, you have the stream as well, the Twitch stream as well, and maybe other stuff down the road. And we're doing good. We're on our way. The very next step on our journey is to beat the Ferris wheel again with this team. My account's pretty fresh. Got so lucky in my pulse. Thankfully, I have Sayaka and Gob Maruka that carry me through. Yeah, if you have just some good characters that can carry you really hard, and then you don't need any, then you don't need to roll for specific characters anymore. You get bonuses and farming. I got as far as level 89 on account. Oh. Wait, what do you mean with bonuses and farming? I'm not quite sure what exactly you're referring to. Okay, I want to see if this time I can do it in a single break, because I think I can do it. If I don't mess up. I need to hit that wound though. I didn't hit that wound. Not hitting the wound means I need to spend extra skill points. I need to spend extra skill points and I'm getting behind in skill points. When you were firing those rainbow balls, there was a bonus. Oh yeah, that's the bonus from having the Magia Pass active, or both Magia Passes. If you have both Magia Passes active, you get double the drops from all enhancement quests. I still didn't get the wound, that sucked. Mommy's getting schmacked. We need to keep her up. Running out of SP now because I still need to keep using SP on my Ren. She doesn't hit the wound. We're gonna wait one more boss turn and then we're gonna do it. This is the last one we're gonna do. Do we do it right now? No. We finally hit it, nice. Now we just stack up those follow-up attacks. Okay, now we need this. And that. Okay, now we need to... Oh my god, that is so much break damage. I did not expect a single attack to do so much break damage. I think we can break now. Fuck it, breaking now. We're not going to do that part. We're going to cancel this one. Holy, that is so much break. It's because she's A4 or something. Not A4? She's A2 or A3 even? No, she's A2, which means she gets 2 bonus break gauge depletions, and from her equipped Iroha, she just gets even more equipped break gauge depletion increase. And she just has so much break gauge depletion that the enemy being light, weak as well, just does so much. Her skill is also level 10, and by the way, for breakers, only for breakers, increasing skill level for these attacks in here also increases the amount of break damage you do, but only for breakers. So this being level 10 also means you do more. Like, Jesus Christ. Break effect tricked me at first, yep. This is in fact not due to break effect. I think we have this guy. We absolutely do, because look at this shit. You're almost there again. We're almost there. Yeah, we actually have this. Single break, easy. We would have had this easier if we didn't have to spend so many skill points on the wound. Sadly, no more skill from this. Is there any reason to do a blue skill when the enemy is broken? It gets, on one hand, it gets the enemy's break bonus up faster, and on the other hand, it gets your MP up faster. And you want the the MP for Pluvia so you can use another special, because the special also gets the break bonus up faster, and it also makes sure that other people get more MP. So that's actually really important for MP spam. Other breakers don't care so much about it. But yeah, her pot rate is MP recovery rate for faster MP recovery. I just said the same thing twice, but yes, you know what I mean. Well, yeah, that's a single break finish. Nice. Kachimashita. Easy. Yeah, about half Miko's max without the battle pass. Yep. Even without the battle pass, you still get a lot of material, so you don't need to worry too much. But with the battle pass, it's going to be a battle pass, but with the pass you get a lot more materials. And I haven't even been using all of the QP refills. I haven't been using all of the QP on cooldown, but even so, I just have so many resources. Like, I have all of these guys level 100. Look at this, all of them level 100. All my 4-stars level 100. I even have one 3-star level 100. Like, I have so many level 100s, and let me see how many I still have left. Ishokenme means with all of my power. I still have like 4 million, which is like a lot still. Yeah, we're doing fine. When will your next stream be? So, as far as we know, there's going to be a new main story chapter that will be releasing at the end of the month on May the 30th. So, tentatively, next stream on May the 30th. If, for some reason, there's another big update, and it would have to be a big update, like, let's say, for example, a new score attack. If it was a new score attack, or a new tower, which is not going to happen because the tower is still running. Like a new score attack, for example. And then there would be another stream on this Friday as well, but I don't think there's going to be anything big this Friday. So, tentatively, next stream is going to be on the 30th, when the next main story chapter, not main story chapter, the new event happens. This is when the new Scene Zero event happens, which is probably going to come with more score attacks and stuff as well. And after that, I think June maybe June, is when we get the Chaos Mode. Chaos Mode is going to be a bunch of streams as well. So yeah, that's basically when the next few streams are going to happen. Chaos Mode also May 30th? I don't think so, because that would mean that Mabayu would be this week. I don't think Mabayu is going to be this week. I think Chaos Mode is after that. We don't really know, but I think so at least. We'll see. Yeah, Mabayu and Scene Zero both late May, but Chaos Mode was after Scene Zero. Like, the Chaos Mode was shown as after Scene Zero, so that would be weird. So, yeah. anyway, that is indeed the end of the stream. I'm hungry as fuck. I could eat a rhinoceros right now. I need to see if I have a rhinoceros in the fridge. So, it was in the same column in the roadmap. Yeah, but even in the same column, we're still shown further right. So I'm not quite sure. We'll see. But yeah, that was that. Thank you everyone who has come out for watching the stream. Like I said, next stream, either like whenever the next big story or like content update happens, which could be this Friday, but probably it's gonna be May 30th. So I hope I'll see you guys until then, and until then, bye.